This is another Aburo Kooko recipe you can try. Personally, I love this a lot. You can give me this every day and I'll eat it for you. And I learned it from my grandma Hagar. Yes, you know the oldies always have great things for you. And yes, it's child friendly. So my little boy at home, I was able to also eat some and he did enjoy it. Yeah, made me feel like a good auntie. So yes, you have to try this plantain porridge recipe, banana porridge recipe. Give it a try, you. Whatever you have at your disposal, you've got to try this thing out. It they be rough, and you don't need to add in sugar when you're done because they're going to use overly ripe plantain, the type you use for kaklo, or overly ripe banana. So the sugar in the banana or plantain is enough, and you need your ebro more. Yes, and of course salt to taste. Yes, so those are the basic things you need. You can try to spice it up as well and add in your ginger and all those ones. It's up to you. So I start off by mixing my corn dough with water. One part of corn dough to 3 or 4 parts of water. If you just do 1 part of corn dough, 1 part of water, you're going to get banku. We don't want banku, we want cocoa. Yes, so what I did was to mix this up nicely for it to dissolve, and I placed it on the side. Ready for battle. Then in my saucepans, what I did was to make sure that I start cooking the plantain or banana. So you just start off by bringing it to boil, and I added a bit of salt side the plantain itself to taste a little bit out. Yeah. Yes, so you do the same for the banana as well. Then adding your banana, you're going to cover it up and make sure that this comes to boil. When it comes to boil and it's done, it becomes very soft, so you can mash it in there. And depending on your preference, you could decide to mash it very smooth so that you don't even see this plantain in there. You could mash it like I did so that you can have a bit of texture. Yes, for me, I like food with a bit of texture. I don't like overly smooth porridges. Yes, so it's a personal preference. So whatever goes with you, try it that way. Then, because the water and things is already cooked, you just make sure you mix it well, and then you introduce it into it. Never make that mistake of putting corn dough directly into hot water on the fire. So you mix it beautifully for it to form. And I always say when you're making porridges, the initial mixing is so critical. If you don't stir it well initially, you're going to get lumps. And for this porridge recipe, if you want it to be smooth, very smooth, you need to make sure you mix it very well. And do same for the banana as well. When it's done, then you're going to add in your mixed porridge. And you're going to stir it very, very well for everything to come together beautifully. So yes, and I was saying you could spice this up with your local spices like your ginger, your efomwisa, estrowisa, your rentia, and your pepper. You could do it like that. So you could add in your cloves, the selim, your black pepper, your ginger, your alligator pepper. They're all going to add some spice to it. However you want to have it, it's up to you. And you need to make sure, like I was saying, stir it very well so you don't get lumps. If it's too thick, you can add in bits of water. If it's too thin, what you can do is like we did at start, you mix your corn dough with some water, then you introduce it in to thicken it. So yes, and as you're cooking, if you want your plantain more smooth in there, you can still mash it as you're cooking it. So this is the beauty of this dish. AM painful is bado. So you can even eat this without milk, without sugar. You know, corn has its own a little bit of protein in there. So it's a good meal for you to try. But some of us are much sweeter. So when we are done, we add our milk in there with some granite. When you are done, because your plantain is overly ripe and sugary, you don't even need sugar. So I take this without sugar. I'm yet to meet people who take this with sugar, actually. And yay, see my little boy, he did try it with his milk mixed in there. And yay, I was saying, you can serve this with your milk and some granite. Yes, you could serve it with just the porridge, no milk, no sugar, nothing. It's also good to go. But for me and my household, yay, you know me a day. So I added some granite and some milk powder in there. And yay, I did enjoy myself. It was very tasty, very good. And it made me remember my grandma. I was like, yay, grandma, thank you for showing me this recipe. Because even in school, I do it. From undergrad, I've been doing it on campus. Yes, it's a great porridge recipe to try. And Charlie, you would want more. You would want more. You would want more. Make it a point to try this Aburo Kooko recipe with your plantain or banana. What you have available, make use. But if you're an adult, Charlie, the plantain should be your go-to option. Then if you don't have plantain, you can use some banana.